Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I'm going to share with you something one of my clients shared with me yesterday in one of our session. And so it was so good when he shared this with me. He did give me permission, that I could share this with the community. And it's something that we women, we need to know, we need to hear this, okay? And we need to get understanding because when you know this, when you hear what I'm about to say, what my client said to me and you understand it, listen, it would really it's just going to make sense. Let me just say that it's going to make sense. I know for me when he said this to me, it helps to connect all of the dots of what God has been speaking and shared with me concerning my situation, okay? So here's the thing. If you're wondering, why your God ordained future husband is, still with counterfeit, if you're wondering, or let's say God has already revealed to your husband who you are to him, however he's still with the counterfeit, and you're like, why? I don't understand it, like, am I not good enough? Right? You might have all of these questions going on in your mind. Here's what my client said. It was just so good. This is concerning your prodigal husband, okay? He needs to be convinced that you are the one who God has chosen for him. Because when he is convinced that God has chosen you to be his wife, that's when all of the hunting stops. When he's convinced that you are the one who God has chosen for him to do life with, to build with, when he know this is the one chosen by God, this is my wife. Now he began to look at himself and say, I now need to get myself together. I need to work on this. I need to remove that, right? I need to put this away. Life begins to make sense for him. And he began to get himself in order once he know this is from God. And it makes so much sense, right? Like I was saying with what God was telling me. He begins to, now this is me saying this, he begins to realize if I want the one who God has chosen for me, I got to get my life in order. I have to now meet God's standard. I have to, do X, Y, and Z in order to have the wife God has chosen for me. He needs to be convinced, but this convincing is not coming from you. God is the one who will convince him concerning who you are to him. And once he's convinced that you are God's chosen one, then will all of the hunting, how you see him with these counterfeits, all of that stops because he already know where his wife is at. He already know, I found my wife. I have no need to hunt. You see what I'm saying? So your prayer now needs to be, my client, he was so great. He even gave y'all a prayer. He was like, look, turn this into a prayer. The prayer now needs to be, God, reveal to my husband concerning the counterfeit, reveal to my husband that those are his choices, the counterfeit. Okay. Reveal to him that these are his choices he's choosing. And also reveal to him the one you chose for him to do life with. Now I'm paraphrasing his, what my client, the prayer my client told me to tell you all, but go ahead and pray it, pray, put it in your own words and go ahead and cover your husband in prayer. But once he is convinced that you are the wife chosen by God, the hunting stops, he surrender, and he now began to move into getting his life in order. Okay? He have no need to continue to look around because he found it. He already know who you are. Okay. So again, you're not the one doing the convincing. It's God who's going to convince him. Okay. You got to allow God to convince him in his own timing, in God's own way of how he want to bring about this convincing. Okay. But I was like, oh my God, it just makes so much sense. It was just when he said it to me yesterday in our session, I said, this makes so much sense. Um, it really does. Like when you really understand a man, it just makes sense. He needs to be convinced. And once he's convinced, that you are the one from God, and he needs to know that you are from God. Once he's convinced that you are the chosen one from God, he has no need to continue to hunting. He had no need to continue to hunt because he already found his wife. All right. So I wanted to share that with you. Everyone type in the comment section. Thank you, to the client who shared this with me because it was just jam packed with wisdom. But I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.